Alright, so the last time I did a theory video was with Monster Hunter, so thus we should do with our next obsession. Alright, so as expected by many people, today, or, well, yesterday, with the Pokemon Day, Pokemon released new new information. Well, not really new information. This information that just came out today. I'm just very excited, as you can probably tell, that we are in fact getting DLCs. Like many people already knew what's gonna happen. Man, we also got the from two mysterious legendaries from the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet book, where we got Walking Weights and also Iron Leaf, which didn't really look like in the books, but hey, they were speculative. So, what do I think is gonna happen in this? Well, if we read the plot summaries of these games, you're going on to a school field trip to a different region called Kogamado? I think that's what it was, Kogamago, where you go on a new adventure. They don't go in that much details because probably the game hasn't even been finished yet. Like they're probably as I believe, this game is probably at best is like probably like 40% complete as we're writing this. And again, they're not trying to rush this out for like the big bucks in the summer. They're trying to actually take their time with this time. So part 1, the teal mass, is coming in the fall, and part 2, the indigo disc, is coming in the winter, so probably around December. So what are my theories on this? Alright, so let me explain now. I haven't thought this out well, but I think personally, like, I have like a 40% accuracy of this as being like of this being the actual story. So, since this is a school field trip, you have to go on like some quests before you prepare. Like you prepare for like some things that are coming there. So like you do, and when you come over here the village is in some form of chaos. But you might notice that they're being rebuilt, and so like the school field trip is about to be canceled because the legendary Onipon, if I'm saying that correctly, Onipon is probably attacking the city. At least that's my guess. And it should be a good point right now to mention that this game, this part of the story, is actually based on an actual Japanese tale or Chinese, I don't know, around how like a boy goes acts a bird and a dog and a monkey to help defend against Oni against his village because his Oni are attacking the village. And so the three creatures here are probably either starters or pseudo legendaries, but my guess is that they are in fact legendaries. Or in this case, if they're like starter like for this game, most likely you're gonna have to choose the main player. They're gonna have to either choose one. And if that is the case, I'm definitely choosing this one. Hold it. I'm definitely choosing this one. And so, like I was saying, I think the story is that if it is like a starter situation, let's go around like if these three creatures are in fact starters. The most likely thing that's gonna happen is that you go ask for them for help, and like the people take you to their temple, to each of their temples or like whatever place they usually have them, because since these things have statues of them, they're obviously quite important. So, what I believe is that if they are starters, you're going to be forced to pick one, like to go on your journey to stop Onipong. So you go over there, and here's where my theory begins. Alright, give me a second, guys. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy's design. Okay, so as you can see right here, it looks like that there's something behind the mask. It looks like that it's being almost taken off. Now, this is my theory. I don't know if they confirmed it. They didn't confirm it yet that this is in fact the mask, but take a look at this mask. Does this mask kind of remind you of anything? Like, look at the accessories on it. Those look a lot like the terrestrialization jewels, or no, that sounds so bit weird. We're gonna call them terror shards. The terror shards that you commonly see. Now, here's where the theory starts to kick in. My theory is that this creature is actually a peaceful creature or a good legendary, and that it found these nice looking jewels, or was forcefully given these jewels, and basically it became a part of its mask that it usually wears. And so what happens is that these jewels are either making it go on a rampage or it's just in a confused state and is just attacking everything. And so you, the player, have to stop this creature, and after you defeat it, this charge, the jewels on it just crack and turn into shards. And you find out that this creature is not actually evil. The jewels on its head were making evil. And that's when you realize they're terror jewels. And knowing what you know from your first story, you start to question it. And so, after the Academy finds this out, they end up setting you because you mentioned what you found in the research notes. Or Arvin comes because he probably took the research notes that you find in Area Zero, and he explains that this might be a creature that's causing this. And if this is a legendary, this creature can control legendaries. It is most likely that they can control the entire population of Paldea. So, this is where part 1 for this ends. And so, here is what I think happens next. Alright, let's talk about part 2. The indigo disc. The indigo disc is where you left off, and the Academy knows we need to train you up so you can actually face this creature if it's actually doing these stuff. And so what you do is that you go to the Blueberry Academy, which is this what's place called, and you train by fighting. You take your Pokemon, you probably also your Onipong probably also thanks you by coming with you on your journeys, and you take your legendary, you take your tiny team of Pokemon, come on, and go over to this island where you fight. And I'm assuming these guys right here are the gym leaders, or some version of the Elite Four. And so they teach you how to fight better, use your Pokemon. So when this creature does in fact inevitably comes to Paldea, because we know it's been to Paldea, and we know that it caused the terrestrialization effect, and we know it can control creatures, that's when you start to train up. And so throughout the story, Arvin is just trying to find this creature, so when it does inevitably come, it will be days in advance when it's going to Paldea. So on his boat with Mabastiff, he finds it, and it's hey, this creature's coming. You have to get back to Paldea. It's not safe anymore. So you see this creature, and it already made landfall, destroying some villages on the way. So you get there, you see the carnage, and he remarks it went to Area Zero. And so, hoping that your fears that it somehow doesn't react to the time machine is unfortunately crushed. When you go when you go to Paldea, you see whole new Paradox Pokemon. And then you go deep into Area Zero, where like all of a sudden you see the AI professor. And it's like, what the hell happened? I was just in the future or past. I was in the future or past, depending which game, and like I came back here. What happened? And like you explained that the creature from the professor's notes had came back here and is causing havoc. Like there's like a whole bunch of terrestrialized Pokemon. Maybe your Pokemon when you send them out are just terrestrialized, and like maybe some of your Pokemon are in fact taken from you, like they're being controlled by this other Pokemon. It has a name I keep forgetting, like Terapagos. Its creature's name is Terapagos. So Terapagos, because like you have a final meetup, but before then like this time machine has to open up. Shits tons of Paradox Pokemon are coming. Like the new species, old species, they're invading Paldea, not helping the situation that is currently at hand. So you finally meet Terapagos. Terapagos basically takes control like some of your Pokemon. Your starter, and the your starter or like your starter and Onipong and possibly the other, and also the other creature that you have to choose, or maybe even all three of them, depending on like if you're able to catch all of them, come out and basically have a final fight with this creature. You defeat it and catch it, and like everything goes back to normal with like the Paradox Pokemon that are outside terrorizing being sent back into Area Zero, and thus the day is in fact saved. The story ends on this mark where like the professor has to deactivate the portal the same, or maybe might even destroy the entire terrestrialization phenomenon, which we probably know will not happen. Or we'll have to do the same thing in order to stop the portal from giving away new Paradox Pokemon. So we have to say goodbye to the professor again. Again, the professor says to Arvin that he or she always loved him and hope for him to have a good life, and thanks you as the main character first basically saving the world for the second time. And so you go back to the academy, the entire world is saved. Or Paldea in this instance. But this is not true as of right now. It's only been like literally a day since the announcements come out, so we're far from even the first part from releasing. But I am very much excited. Tell me your theories in the comments, or even if the comments are even on, because I've noticed with like a good amount of my videos, the comments are not even on. So if you have like any ideas, or maybe you're an employee, just someone watching this video and you want to give out some insight, just or whatever, I don't know, I don't expect that to happen. Go ahead, go ape shit or something. Alright, so well, and I'll see you in the next video.